Taking a leaf rubbing. Why take a leaf rubbing? Well, you might take a leaf rubbing because leaves have got some really interesting patterns in them made by the veins and the leaf edges. And maybe you're studying the plant and you want to find out more about the patterns and shapes that are on those leaves. So in this tutorial, I look at the leaf from a white comfrey plant which grows wild in my garden. We're going to look at how to take a good leaf rubbing, some problems that you might find, and I'll give you some challenges. You will need a leaf, any leaf that you want to use, printer or drawing paper, and a coloured pencil. So choose a leaf with an interesting vein pattern. Put the leaf underneath your paper. And now feel where the leaf is, so you know where to work. Hold your pencil quite flat on its side and then rub it across the paper, and use your other hand to keep the leaf in place, pressing down on it. As you do this, you'll find that the edges and veins start to show up, and you can be careful not to go over the edge too much. And as you rub, you'll see that vein pattern really start to come out. Remember, keep your pencil nice and flat on its side and don't work too quickly. You can go back over the edges to darken them. And now I've sped this next bit up. Remember, you need to take your time. To get the extra detail, you can go back over the whole leaf to find those smaller veins. You might need to press a little bit harder. Challenge 1. Try to get at least one really good leaf rubbing in any colour. Do you find that some colours or pencils work better than others? You could try using crayon, chalk or graphite. Here's some common problems that you might find. If you hold your pencil on its end, you won't get a good rubbing because you're basically just drawing with the pencil. There is a leaf underneath here, but you can't see the pattern coming out at all. What you need to do is you need to lay your pencil on its side and make small, maybe circular movements. And what you'll find is the leaf pattern starts to come through. You can just see the veins starting to appear in this example now. If you work really quickly with your pencil on its side, then you can get a good rubbing, but it might have messy edges. This is fine if you want to cut out the leaf rubbing, but if you want to make a picture that's neat, then you might need to go a bit slower. Challenge 2. How about making some rubbings that blend several colours together? Now I've sped this up, but you can see here that I start off using a red, and then I move to an orange, and finally I use a yellow. And I take the yellow all across the leaf just to blend it together and to brighten it up. Why don't you try this out for some different colour combinations? Challenge 3. Make a picture using lots of different leaf rubbings and think about how they fit together on the page. So I had a go at this and I found that some leaves made better rubbings than others, and I also found it quite hard to know where to put the leaf underneath the paper. But why not come up with your own ideas for how to use some leaf rubbings? An extra note. In the 10 minutes that I was out collecting leaves, I saw loads of wildlife in my garden. So I found one of these, and I think it's a bee fly. It looks like a bee, but it had a really long proboscis like a butterfly, and I found out it's a bee fly. I spotted 2 scarlet tiger caterpillars, and I also saw this bumblebee collecting pollen, and he's got really big pollen sacs on his legs. Why don't you see what you can spot when you're out collecting leaves?